Hi, welcome back to Facebook Live and to our Thanksgiving special. I'm Jen Bentley, the dermatologist here at Veterinary Referral Center of Central Oregon, and I'm going to be going through all of the things that your pet can eat during Thanksgiving and also those things that your pet cannot eat. And surprisingly, there are actually a lot of things that we serve during Thanksgiving that are truly healthy for your animals, but moderation here is the key. So one of those examples of things your pet can eat are vegetables. So a lot of times we have peas, carrots, even pumpkin on the Thanksgiving table. Those are all fine for your pets. But again, moderation is the key. So I actually have a story about when I was younger. My mother thought it would be fun to give our big old Irish Wolfhound a pumpkin to eat. And the dog loved it, of course, but ended up in the hospital for 2 nights with some pretty severe gastrointestinal symptoms. So you definitely don't want a 180-pound dog with vomiting and diarrhea on Thanksgiving. So again, moderation is the key. If we had given a little bit of pumpkin to that dog, it would have been fine, but it ate a ton of it and it caused a huge problem. Definitely vegetables for the most part are okay, but you do need to stay away from vegetables that have been, cooked in that creamy sauce or have given a lot of spices too. That can be difficult. Another one that it would be okay in moderation, of course, would be turkey. Turkey is fine to eat for both dogs and cats, but again, avoid like the skin or the juices with your turkey. So those are things when we're talking about the skin and juices and creamy sauces, those are things that can induce pancreatitis or inflammation of the pancreas, which can be pretty painful for animals and can result in hospitalization as well. We see that a lot during the holidays, unfortunately. Bread is also okay. So a roll, half a roll, a little bit of a roll is going to be okay. But once you start adding things to it, like garlic, which is toxic to animals, that can cause gastrointestinal upset, that's a problem. Also adding butter to it is going to be a problem because again, the pancreatitis issue from that. So again, a little bit of bread may be okay. Raw dough is an absolute no-no for our pets. So raw dough has kind of 2 problems with it. One, it can expand in the stomach and cause basically kind of like a bloat and can be very painful, but also it can release basically alcohol and cause alcohol intoxication. So we do see that actually quite often here on emergency too. So definitely no raw dough for your animals. Another thing that is an absolute no would be things like grapes and raisins. So those can introduce kidney failure, and it's an idiosyncratic response. So some animals will get it and some will be totally fine, but you don't know which ones are going to basically have this problem with raisins or grapes. And it can only be sometimes a very, very small amount. So usually if an animal has eaten a raisin or a grape, we actually recommend that they come to the hospital on fluids as a preventative therapy to hopefully save the kidneys from any toxicosis there. Desserts can be okay depending on what the dessert is. So basically, and it may be some ingredients in desserts that are okay. So like an apple would be absolutely fine. So if you're making an apple pie, you've got fresh apples, yes, feed a slice to your dog. Your dog's gonna be fine. Not the apple seeds though. Cookies, again, the pancreatitis issue with that fat and sugar. Also, you gotta be wary of some of the things that may go into cookies. So again, if they have raisins in them, certain types of nuts aren't good either. And then we also, you can have chocolate. So we all know that chocolate is not great. So that can cause some pretty severe gastro signs as well as neurological signs too. So definitely stay away from any chocolate associated products and any treats that are very fatty, but sometimes some of the ingredients you can give when we're talking about desserts. Potatoes are one of those things that are okay, like a baked potato, if you're serving that for Thanksgiving. Most people though are serving mashed potatoes. Again, that's gonna probably have garlic and chives, which can upset the gastrointestinal tract. And again, it's gonna have butter and cream. So again, we have a risk of pancreatitis. So definitely stay away from potatoes, but if you bake a potato, you know, a little bit of potato, of course, is gonna be fine for our guys. Cranberries are actually okay, but the cranberry sauce I would avoid. And I would avoid it probably for the risk of pancreatitis. You don't know necessarily what's going to be in that cranberry sauce, even from a can. So that's probably one of those things I probably would avoid, just because it can be upsetting to the gastro tract. I think that's all. I've pretty much covered the main Thanksgiving items here. I would say that, you know, as you're preparing your dinner, just remember those key things, and then if you have questions about any of the items you want to feed your pet, well, it's best probably just not to feed it to them. So I hope you guys have a really good holiday and that you are able to avoid the emergency room during the holidays. Thanks.